Good morning, folks. Good morning, Knife Brotherhood. This is Georgia Adventure. Today is Monday morning inspirational talk. It is drizzly here. Get your weather report in Georgia, where I live. I live in northwest Georgia. Live between Cedartown and Lindale out here in the country, so it's wonderful. So, I wanted to, this kind of maybe just a little story. It's not, I don't know if it'll be inspirational, but it's got to do with me and my youngest daughter. My oldest daughter lives right back behind me. They got a little farm back there, and I got two grandchildren. So my youngest daughter, she lives in Savannah. I don't get to see her as much as I want to, but I get to see her. So she wanted to come turkey hunting with me, which I was thrilled. She's never been turkey hunting. She just started getting into shotgunning and been quail hunting and skeet shooting. She bought her a nice over and under, and my daughter is a lawyer. Both of my daughters are successful. My youngest daughter is a lawyer, and they've appointed her. She's a judge down in Chatham County, and I always call her the hanging judge, but not really. She's not really the hanging judge, but I tease her about it. But she's smart. Both my daughters are very smart, and I'm proud of them. Very, very, very proud of my daughters. My oldest daughters gave me two beautiful grandchildren, and like with any child of yours, you're going to have some ups and downs with them. You know, it's just the way it is. So my youngest daughter wanted to go turkey hunting, so I told her, okay, told her what she needed to do, what she needed. I let her use my camo. I had a pair of camo overalls, mossy oak shirt and whatnot, and gave her the mask and the gloves and all that stuff to be covered up. So she'd never been, and so I told her that my goal was for her to at least hear some turkeys gobbling, because the turkeys have been acting weird this year. This is the first year that I've turkey hunted that I hadn't actually taken a turkey. It's my first year. It's been a weird season, but it happens like that sometimes. I went a few years and didn't turkey hunt after I got divorced years ago. I didn't turkey hunt, didn't really have nowhere to go, so good place to go. So, but I've been going back the last few years. So, and I started turkey hunting when I was 28 years old. So anyway, so we went to this place about 2 miles from here called Pine Pitch. It's a beautiful field with woods and a lot of turkeys over there. So we went up to I call it the big oak tree, sitting up on top of a hill, and I can hear all sides behind me, in front of me, because we're up on a little hilltop. It's a big, huge oak tree that you can actually sit in front of if you have to. It's got some limbs hanging down. So it's a big water oak. So I got up to the top of the hill. Me and her got up to the top of the hill. We were ready. And I used my owl hooter. Oh, excuse me. We used my owl hooter, and I hooted, and they gobbled. We had 6 gobblers gobbling. We had two to the left. We had one behind us, 2 in front of us, and another one over on the other side. So we was kind of surrounded. They gobbled. So we sat down, we listened, and we gobbled, they gobbled some more. So we decided to sit at the oak tree because we was kind of in the center of the property. So, it's what they've been doing all year. They've been flying down off the roost and shutting up, And I've noticed this year that there's a lot of hens. We saw a lot of hens up there that day. Saw a lot of hens, and I'll finish telling you the story. So anyways, we sat there, and I called here and there, and I would shut up for a little bit, because if you call too much, the gobbler will think the hen's coming to him. So this one gobbler, he gobbled every time I called. He gobbled. He was down in front of me, across the fence in the wood line. So he gobbled, and he he'd gobble every time I'd call, and he gobbled for 2 hours, but he never moved. So my daughter asked me why he was doing that, and I said, well, he's probably got 2 or 3 hens with him. He's got his little harem with him. He's not worried about coming to me. You know, I had my decoy out there. So we sat there, you know, a couple hours, 2.5 hours, and then I got another place right behind me here on my daughter's land, my daughter and son-in-law's land. So I went over there. So we just kind of eased around, and I call it prospecting because it was late morning. So it was, you know, probably 10:30. So I just eased around, and I'd call. I used different calls and didn't hear anything gobble. So we're walking up. We call it Flint Hill. We're walking up. It's my son-in-law's tract of land. So we walked up. There's a hilltop that we can look down, just like over there. And there's a little corner of the land that the turkeys come out of. And so we're easing up. So we saw a hen fly off. So we stopped. She flew over to the hardwoods. So I'm standing there. My daughter's behind me. Man, she's probably 20, 30 feet behind me. And I look up the hill. I could look, and I saw a gobbler's head. It's a red, white, and blue head, and I saw his fan. So I told her to get down. Don't get down, get down. So we got down. Well, he saw me move. Of course, I was busted. So he flew. He had a big, long beard. You know, I bet he probably had an 11-inch beard. Then there were 2 hens behind him. They flew. So that was it for them. That was done. That was done. That was it. So I'm like, well, so much for that. So I told her, I said, we'll go on up and we'll sit here at the top of the hill. There's a tree with some brush and stuff. So we got there and we could look down at the corner. So we sat there, you know, for a while, and, you know, I'd called, and, you know, because, you know, there's probably some other gobblers in there. So we saw a Jake along the fence line. He come down, and we were probably 100 yards. And I've killed turkeys on that hilltop before. So he came down to the fence corner, and he was like he was puzzled how to get through the fence, you know. So I got a video I put on Instagram. He decided to fly. So he flew. And so we sat there a little bit, and I told her, I said, well, that's probably about it. So we walked, and we seen another couple of hens. And we saw a hen at Pine Pitch walking out. She was sitting on the eggs. It's just an odd year how the gobblers are a lot of them are still with the hens. There's a lot of hens up here this year. So we went back. I took her back to my daughter, let her back at my daughter's house, and she was going to go back home and everything. Leave and go back home. You know, it's always sad. I get a little emotional about it, but because I miss her, you know. So I was going up the driveway up toward my son-in-law's barn, and I looked, and there was a hen over to the left, and she crossed in front of the road, gonna go into the woods, and there was 6 poults, little bitty ones about this big, behind her, small, freshly hatched hens, or poults, little young turkeys that hatched. She waited for them to get across, and so, you know, been seeing a lot of hens this year. And so, you know, my deal is she got to hear some gobbles. You know, she got to do that. It was a learning experience. And I try to teach her, you know, because being a good turkey hunter, and I consider myself a pretty decent turkey hunter, but they're always one step ahead of you. Always. They're one step ahead of you. They're always, you know, because you're coming to where they live. They're coming to where you live. And you're coming to where they live, rather, and so you're in their world. So you just have to adapt. You gotta, but you know, sometimes you know the gobblers, you know, they know what they're doing. They're smart. They got good eyesight. You know, very good eyesight. They see good. They hear pretty good, and they don't hear as good as a deer because they don't have them big flappy ears like a deer does. But it's the hardest game to me that there is to hunt is a turkey, wild turkey. But I enjoy it, and you know it's fun. So, you know, we enjoyed it. We had a good time. We talked. We sat there and talked some, and I love my daughters, both of them. They're great people, But my goal is to get Miss Linda to go with me next year. That's my goal. She don't like snakes and stuff, so I told her you may run into one, but I'll take care of him, if he's a rattler, but copperhead or something. But sometimes it's better just to walk around them, just leave them be, let them live another day. So yeah, that was our little turkey hunting trip, and so I'm gonna show you what I'm carrying today. Anytime you can spend time with your grown children, that's what you need to do. Got this Zippo with me here. This is by the way, this is a otter. I've never carried this knife, but this is a cool knife. Look at that sheep's foot blade. Man, that thing's nice. Got a wood handle. Love this anchor. So anyways, I just put it out just to have a knife. But there's my lighter. It's a slim. It's stainless. I'm digging in my pockets. Got my little skull. I've been making these. I'm putting them in the package with the leather for everybody. I got leather, EDC leather works on the back. I just knocked him over. He's being bad. Got my pocket organizer right there. Carrying this bitch made today. Yep, carrying this. That's my $80 knife I paid $100 for. So got my little pocket cross. And this says, "Do not be afraid, I am with you always." That's a true statement. That's a true statement. Got my soddy. Carrying that bad boy. I'm still digging, y'all. I got my sanctified leather sheath, and I got this trapper in here. This DLT trapper. Look at there. Look at that tiner. Got some tiner in it. And got some beautiful micarta. I gave my one away that had Georgia Adventure on it, so I'm gonna have to get me another one. There's not any available right now, so I'll get me another one that had the Warncliffe. So, and I've got a Warncliffe just like this upstairs that I hadn't used, and so I'm gonna get the green micarta one with this blade when it comes out, hopefully. I hadn't bought any knives in a little while, y'all. I mean, I got my Hank. I hadn't bought any knives in a while, in probably a month or so, but I got this in Steven's slip. Y'all watch his channel, man. He's a great guy. He's an inspiration to me. Just a great, humble Christian man, and we need more of those guys out here, But he does some pretty leather work. Does some great work. He used to be one of my biggest customers, so he's doing his own. But that's okay, because he's doing some nice leather. And I carry his slip, and I carry doggone John's. I've got a Richter slip I carry, so I like carrying other leather guys' stuff. I really do. And no threat to me. And if I can be an encouragement, teach anybody anything about leather, hey, I'm good with it. Knife apes are here. That's what I got on the back of them. That's the back of the shirt. So anyway, just a little prop. But I hope y'all have a great day. I'm getting ready to go see my daddy for a little bit at the assisted living home. I'm gonna go see him and come on back home, and I got a few little chores to do. Miss Linda gave me a couple chores to do, and I'm gonna do them, and I'm gonna do a little leather work. Y'all have a great day, and remember, keep your head on a swivel. God's blessing you today, just waking you up. Y'all be safe out there, and I'll see you on the next one.